school, I wouldn't read fictional books. You know, everybody was reading Goosebumps and, you know, cool little Harry Potter books to make you feel good and laugh and joke. But I was reading about great people. I was reading non-fiction books. You know, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Bob Proctor. People that was teaching me affirmations. Because in school, I didn't have a lot of resources. I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't know why. Does that make sense? When I would play basketball, my mom and dad didn't come see me play basketball because they was in the streets and my old grandmama could barely come see me and support me. So I knew I had to do more for my life. I wanted answers. I prayed to God and I said, I have to be successful. What do I have to look for to get success in my life? And he just told me to keep reading that self-development, and I did. And as I read self-development books, I learned about the power of affirmations, like Pat said, how to reprogram your mind. I remember reading a book about Les Brown. He said, man, if you want to change your mind, you got to use affirmations. And for me, I was tired of being broke, y'all. You know, I'm in high school. I wanted to date a girl. Every time I go to a girl, she said, you handsome, but your shoes so dingy. Your shirt a little brown. It's not all the way white. It never hurt my self-confidence, but I knew in my mind, I said, I'm going to have you some paper. I'm going to hustle up and I'm going to give you some money. And so I kept being motivated. And I learned about the money affirmation. I woke up and I said this affirmation to myself every day. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And I'm not just saying it to myself 4 or 5 times a day, because if you do, you bullshit. You got a power in your mind called the subconscious brain that God bless you with. And the subconscious mind can help you pre-program your mind to create whatever you want in your physical reality. You got to believe in that. You are where you are right now because of yourself. You thought of that. You got to break the paradigm. Does that make sense? So when you wake up in the morning, those first few thoughts you have, you got to break that shit. You got to say, man, you know, when you first wake up, you say, man, I'm tired of being broke. Man, I'm tired of paying this bill. Damn, I'm tired of being in here. You're going to create more of that in your life. Until you wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to change my life and I'm going to start with this today. I'm going to break my paradigm and I'm going to be a successful person. Through the reading of the self-development books, I then began to understand I can create wealth and riches through real estate too. So I began to read books on real estate. Robert Kiyosaki, how many of us have ever heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad? That book changed my life because it showed me that I could get into real estate and make a whole bunch of money, and I didn't even need a license. Does that make sense? So things were going good in my life. I felt confident. I said, man, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be successful in real estate, and I'm gonna be all right. So I went to college, University of Memphis, but I didn't do too good. I got unfocused. I made some bad decisions. Started getting with the wrong people. Started smoking weed every day, right? Got kicked out of college. When I got kicked out of college, it hurt my grandma and my granddad. They started crying. I'll never forget it. They said, you're going to be just like your mom and dad. You're going down that wrong road. You were doing good, Rico. We tried to do everything we could for you, but you're going down that wrong road. And I'm going to tell a testimony that I haven't even told yet, but I know everybody in Rico would like to me, so I'm going to tell it easy. I started selling weed. I said, I'm going to give me some quick money. My mama need me and my daddy need me. Because every day, hey, what you doing, boy? I need $4. Mama, I ain't got $4 right now. I got time telling my mama I ain't got $4. And I'm going to help her. My daddy too. So I said, I'm going to sell me some weed. And every time they call me, I'm always have some money for them. So when I went to college, and, you know, I did good, got kicked out, but God blessed me for meeting my fiance. All right? We get married, thank you, y'all. Amen. Operate within my ego. I'm thinking I'm this cool dude. I got a little money. I'm selling weed. I'm buying me I got a Porsche Cayenne truck. I don't need no college. I'm on the street now. I'm with the cool guy. I'm finna boss up and stack my money up like this music, this hip hop and rap is telling me to do. I'm being programmed in my mind. I'm going another route. Does that make sense? I got deep in the weed game. I didn't just was selling a little pound here, a little pound here. I got up to where I was selling 50 pounds. Does that make sense? I was getting weed from California, it was coming to my house. I felt, oh yeah, it was good. I didn't have to do nothing. So guess what happened? Somebody raised their hand. Somebody, guess what happened?
Pop down.
Had popped. One of my little so-called buddies who I thought was my friend snitched on me.
Every time.
So I'm gonna tell you this day, I had a box coming from California. Had my fiance with my niece in the house. I had 2 packages coming. One coming to my house and one coming on campus at the University of Memphis. This day I got nervous because the package didn't come, y'all. I'm like, man, that box ain't came, babe. She said, don't worry about it, just be patient. You need to calm down. I said, no, I got it. Oh. She said, you know what? Just leave and go check to see if the other box went and made it to the University of Memphis. So I left, went to campus. The box still didn't come. I looked, I asked my partner, I said, hey man, what the box is? He said, I don't know. But my phone started ringing. I picked up my phone. He said, this is Riaco Smith? I said, yes, this is Riaco. He said, this is Detective Johnson. You need to come back to your house. We're gonna take your girlfriend to jail. I just froze up. I said, man, I gotta go back. Went back to my house and ramshacked everything. About 14, 15 sheriffs outside. Tore everything down. She's crying, cussing them out. I'm like, man, I don't know my life. She was finna graduate at the University of Memphis in 2 more weeks. So I done ruined almost everything that she built up for nothing. They kicked me out of my apartment. They took my porch. Locked me up. Put an F on my name. Right? How you think my grandma and my granddad felt then, y'all? I almost took them out. My grandma almost fainted. I remember going to jail and that jail door closing. And I got on my knees. I said, God, get me out of here. This ain't for me. I'm not supposed to be in jail. Then I remember this big dude. Man, y'all been to 201 Papa?
Yeah.
In the older cell, you got to dress out and go upstairs.
I'm coming now.
Okay, for sure. South Memphis, man.
What you see?
I'll never forget that big dude said, oh, we got a pretty boy in here. I said, oh, we got a pretty boy in here. I said, God, man, big as a mother. I said, God, come on, God. So, you know, my mama did everything she could and let me know, even though my mom wasn't as successful as she could be, she was my rider. She was my right-hand person. And she did everything in the streets to get me out of there with my grandparents. And my girl was my other right-hand person because she didn't say anything. She held me down. And when we got our bond and we made it out, she stayed with me through everything. I didn't have nothing. Y'all gotta think about it. I was sleeping on a concrete floor. One of these dudes, they got some bread. I ain't got no money. Does that make sense? So my confidence hit. So then as time go on, guess what happened to me? More traumatic experience. My 84-year-old grandfather get murdered in a carjacking. He get killed in a carjacking for nothing, senselessly. A 21-year-old and a 19-year-old young man decided to take his life. That was my dad. That's who raised me. That's who had time to put everything that he could instill in me to be a successful man.